Now, Indiana Senator and member of the Senate Budget, Appropriations, and Agriculture Committees, Mike Braun. Senator, your reaction to what is happening in Afghanistan, in Kabul, and also the silence from the Biden administration?
You know, Dagan, I've been there 2.5 years, a little over that, and in my observation, have never seen anything like this. Broad strategy, and I think Trump had it right. We can't be the policeman of the world. I am on the budget committee running trillion-dollar deficits. That makes sense, too. But this has been panned across the political spectrum. Neocons have, I think, driven a lot of the kind of bad policy over many years. But here, with the forewarning, the fact we've been there 2 decades, and knowing that we had to get out someday, your intelligence was way off, number one. But this is a blemish that, to me, along with, you know, the call that Biden made on the southern border about undoing policies that were actually working just because they were Trump's, I don't know that he survives this leading into the 2022 election and then 2024. So we definitely defaulted. When you look at all the blood and treasure, leaving all the equipment there for the materiel, the Taliban, it's just one crazy result after another, and I think there's going to be a big political price to pay. Plus, it shows the rest of the world that when we're so dead set on doing something, we can't even orchestrate something that we've been staging for a long time. In a way, it looks like Saigon 2.0 to me.
And it's also the fact that we have abandoned translators, their families and allies in the country. That, again, the pullout was so rapid with no planning. Joe Biden ignoring his own military and foreign policy advisors. They suggested maintaining a modest presence in the country, but also undertaking this withdrawal at the beginning or the height of the fighting season. And the numbers of people left behind by this administration, abandoned, if you will, abandoned to be murdered, with women enslaved and raped and killed as well, that there's an organization called No One Left Behind, run by a U.S. Army vet, and they'd been trying to fill the vacuum, as the Wall Street Journal editorial board writes, left by the U.S. State Department trying to negotiate financing and negotiating exit visas for these families. That only about 350 Afghan families with U.S. visas had been able to leave before the Taliban victory in Afghanistan and their taking of Kabul. That leaves hundreds of translators and their families who already had visas stuck in that city. And how did the Biden administration had to have known that? Literally, this is a problem in every way, whether it was us abandoning our allies, abandoning the translators, whether it was the sudden rise of, again, Al-Qaeda or even ISIS. This has literally been written about in newspapers. And so for the Biden administration to act like they didn't know, they did know and they don't care. It is a astonishing lack of empathy or even intelligence on behalf of this administration.
You know, I've heard the term used, malpractice, and I think that would be a good way to describe it. I think, Dagan, also, what you glean from this is it looks like the Biden administration, just like when it was the Obama-Biden orchestration of kind of unwinding in Iraq. Look at the vacuum that created. You had to come back in and clean it up. Part of running any successful organization is to have a good long-term plan, but as you implement it or even take it into another direction, you can't have chaos along the way. And I think the way we did it at the southern border, what we've seen here, look at the $3.5 trillion we're ready to unload
Right.
with this soft infrastructure. It seems like the Biden administration is going to do what they want to do come hell or high water, regardless of the bad results. And I think that's what we take away from this. That's what we take away from the infrastructure thing we just went through and the impending amount of money we're spending. It, to me, looks like it's going to bankrupt the country even more than where we are currently.
I want to ask you about that. So yesterday, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, now she's proposed tying the $1 trillion infrastructure bill that passed out of the Senate with the $3.5 trillion budget resolution to advance the massive spending packages together. Senator Braun, you did not vote for that infrastructure package. So what are your thoughts on this? Because, again, there was some infighting that was developing among the Democratic Party that Nancy Pelosi was essentially holding up that infrastructure. But where does this go from here, you think?
Number one, this wasn't hard to read. She was adamant from the get-go that these two things were tied at the hip. And what bothered me, two things. It was based upon, on our end, bad process. Dagan, we haven't done budgets in 20 years. We shrug our shoulders at trillion-dollar deficits. And then we had 19 Republicans now have us connected to it. I was against it for the bad process leading into it, and you can never separate the two, and it couldn't have been more clear. So shame on us. We're now watching, and we can't do anything. And even if Sinema and Manchin object a little bit, I'm sure we're going to end up with 3 or 2.5 trillion, and we're to blame that we let it happen in the first place to proceed on it when she was so clear about what she wanted to do.
Senator Mike Braun, thank you so much for being here this morning. So much to discuss.
My pleasure.